Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk about the importance of talking about money with our kids. And this is something I think that should be introduced very early on. It shouldn't be something you bring up when you're taking corrective action. So when your kids are out there in the world, they have so much credit card debt, they've taken out car loans, this is when you want to talk to them about money. No, I think it's important to start talking about money early on so that when they go out into the world, they know how money works, they know how to use money, and so they're not actually taking corrective action because they already have the skill set that you have provided them with. There are 5 things that you can introduce to your kids so that they can grow up understanding the value of money, how to use money, and how money works in the world. A lot of times, a lot of students, once they go to college, they take out credit cards, they don't understand that this is money you have to pay back at usually a very high interest rate. So if you start talking to them very early on, they understand how money works. And so you're not taking corrective action. You're actually now working with them ahead of time, and it's sort of a preventative action that you're taking as a parent. The first thing that I think is very important to teach your kids is how to save money. Now, if you are a person who spends all their money when you get it, your kids see this. They see the shopping bags, they see the Amazon boxes, so they see how you behave when you have money. And oftentimes, if they ask you for money and you're telling them you don't have money because you don't have any savings, this is something that they see you do. And as they say, monkey see, monkey do. So they do not understand how to save because they have not seen you as a parent show them how to save. If you can start teaching them how to take a portion of their allowance and save it for a rainy day, this is something that they'll understand early on with a piggy bank, maybe under the cushion if that's something that works for you, or even actually open a savings account for them where they now see you putting money away for them and actually saving it for a future need. The second lesson that I think is very important to teach your kids is the value of investing. They need to understand how money grows and how money moves in the world. Now, this is skills that a lot of working parents don't teach their kids because it's something that we were not necessarily taught. However, rich parents teach their kids how to do this. They have trust funds, so they understand how money grows when it's put in trust funds because it's invested for them. So if you have the ability to open, say, a brokerage account on behalf of your kid, and then they see how that money grows early on, and these kids understand way more than you give them credit for. If you can teach them these things early on, it's something that they will grow up understanding. And some of these kids are so smart, they may actually teach you a thing or two in the stock market. So you can introduce these things to them early on with like mock investing programs that they have online, or even pay for a basic investing class out there. This is something that will help them in the future and something that we did not necessarily have but had to teach ourselves. So why don't you get ahead of the ball and teach them how to do this yourself? The third lesson that I think is so important to teach our kids right now is how to use credit cards. Now, credit cards are inevitable in the world that we live in. I mean, there's a lot of benefit in using credit cards in a good way because there are rewards that you earn from credit cards. However, you have to use them well. You have to know how to use a credit card for you to reap the benefits that come with a credit card. Now, a lot of times we wait until our kids have credit card debt for us to teach them, hey, there's a very high interest tagged along to using credit cards, and if you don't pay them on time, you have to pay a penalty. So if you can get ahead of this and actually teach them, sit down with them as you're paying your credit cards, as you're paying your bills at the end of the month, teach them how to pay the full credit card statement and not just the minimum payment, so that they understand just because you made a payment does not mean you're not going to incur interest, because this is something they may not understand unless somebody tells them. So if you can sit with your kids early on, teach them how credit cards work, teach them the value of having a high credit score, teach them the value of paying back for your loans, then these are things they'll know early on, and it's not something they have to learn out there by themselves, where they'll incur high costs most of the time unless somebody shows them how to do it, which is your responsibility as a parent. The fourth lesson that I think is so important is teaching your kids how to earn money, how to make money. So whether it's a garage sale, a lemonade stand, or with their chores where you pay them when they do their chores, they understand the value of working for money. So many kids do actually get jobs in college or in high school at fast food joints or in the mall. So they already understand how to make money. But if you can start teaching them early on how to actually be entrepreneurial, in the sense that you actually start a business for yourself to make money for yourself, so you work for yourself, then it creates that curiosity in our kids. And so they know that They can work for themselves and they can make money for themselves. And also, it opens up the world to them to see opportunities where you may not see one. So if you can generate that interest and that curiosity early on, it may benefit your child a lot. Last lesson that I think is very important is teaching our kids how to budget and how to spend the money that we actually earn. A budget is actually a guardrail. It tells you how much you have and how much you can spend without going over. So if we can teach our kids how to live within our means, it just means that they can be able to manage their money better when they grow up. Now, the value of budgeting and sitting down with your kid and showing them how to budget is that they know, one, they can only spend money that they have earned. They can't use other people's money for things that they don't need. And so here's an example. You're going to sit down with your kid and you're going to say, you have $10. This is all you have. You need $15. So you're going to need to earn money. So you need that entrepreneurial skill to earn an extra $5 to get what you want. However, is there really a lot of value in what you're trying to buy? So do you actually really want to spend the $15 on this thing, or do you actually want to save it? Can you invest it? Can it make more money for you out there? So as you teach them how money works in the world, it opens up their minds to be creative, to understand how money works and how money will work for them in the future. And this will actually enable them to avoid so many curveballs that a lot of us were not actually taught growing up. So I would really encourage you, as your kids grow up, as soon as they can understand these things, sit down with them, budget with them, invest with them, go to work with them if it's possible. Expose them to these things early on so they can open their mind. That curiosity grows with as they grow along, as they learn what their talents are, they can be able to use their own skills, their talents, to benefit themselves. I hope this was helpful. Share with your friends and really go ahead and teach your kids how to be good with money. Thank you for watching.